Joining me now is Democratic Congressman Mike Quigley of Illinois. Welcome, my friend. It's good to have you on the show. So let's get into this, because that video was taken before the election was called for Joe Biden. What does this say to you? Because you're going to remember Stone was convicted for lying to Congress and witness tampering in the Mueller probe, including perjuring himself in response to your questioning. So what is your reaction to his alleged role in all this?
Well, it's unbelievable to watch. You're seeing evidence of a coup, an attempted coup. Obviously, this isn't anything new for Roger Stone, but it's also, it substantiates what the January 6th Commission said, that Trump knew the big lie was indeed a lie, and they weren't going to accept the election results no matter how fair they were. So Nixon would be proud. For those who don't know it, there's a big tattoo of Nixon on Roger Stone's back. And the joke was that Nixon was finally going to go to jail because he lied to Congress under my questioning, and he attempted tampering with witnesses. But as you know, President Trump commuted that sentence so that Roger Stone was able to go on with a dirty tricks career.
Trump, for his part, has not shied away from talking about the indictments. He wants the party to defend him even more. Take a listen to some of that.
It's just a continuation of a witch hunt. They want to silence you. They want to silence you because I have 4 of them now. If you look, I mean, this is not even possible. It's a disgraceful thing. And Republicans can't let them get away with it. The Republicans have to be tough. The Republicans are great in many ways, but they don't fight as hard for this stuff.
I guess the question is, what are they fighting for? I mean, what are you hearing from your Republican colleagues amid all of this? Is there a sense that some of them are just getting tired of these incessant legal issues with Donald Trump?
Look, it's a little bit from column A and a little bit from column B. We've seen what President Trump did to the rule of law and how many Republicans were willing to stand up and risk their office. You know, one right here from Illinois, Mr. Kinzinger. So unfortunately, that's sad. And look, the polling is tragic that you still see so many people that were against the prosecutors bringing these cases. I think that's looking at it the wrong way. If there's a positive part of that polling is that the more compelling question is, do they think he broke the law? And about 60% of Americans think he broke the law. The vast majority of Democrats do. A majority of independents do, and a significant slice of Republicans do. Having said that, he'll still probably be the nominee. And then what an extraordinary election that will be. Someone facing trial or in the middle of trial running for president of the United States.
You make a good point, because there's a new poll that says 49% say the charges in Georgia are politically motivated. But of all the indictments and legal issues that Trump is facing right now, from a non-legal perspective, which is the most alarming to you as a threat to the country?
Well, I still think the worst thing that the president ever did involved January 6th, because that was inciting a violent coup attempt against the United States. And the charges so far, I think, are the ones that if I was a Trump attorney, I would be more nervous about. There's a single defendant. It's a federal case. There are 6 co-conspirators. I was a criminal defense attorney for 10 years. What is it about co-conspirators? They sometimes flip. The Georgia case, RICO, multiple defendants, they take a very, very long time. But so I think that's the one that's the most compelling, has the most exposure for the former president. And I think it's the worst thing any president has done in our nation's history.
You're one of dozens of House Democrats who wants cameras in court for Trump's trials. Are there any updates, first of all, if that's going to happen? And how critical will it be if it does?
Look, obviously, my biggest concern is, do the trials take place before November 2024? But working on the argument that you're making now, the history of our country is filled with trials that got a lot of publicity in one manner or another that turned into circuses, from Lindbergh to Simpson. But I think a solid judge can handle that. And my bigger concern on balance is the fact that the American public needs to see this. The transparency issue is going to be will never have been more critical than it will be in this trial, just because the rule of law and our very democracy is hanging in the balance. And more importantly, it won't allow the president to filter or alter, or some media outlet or blogger to filter what they're seeing. They can see it for themselves, and that's very compelling. It's what a jury sees. They can see what's presented. And finally, a judge can control what evidence is submitted and how it's presented. Unlike the public wild that is Donald Trump land, you've got a much more controlled atmosphere here to get to the truth.
A very weighty answer and a weighty conversation, for which I thank you, my friend, Representative Mike Quigley.